Hello and welcome to Amateur Radio Topics. I'm Kevin VK6LW Whiskey, and in this episode I'm pleased to invite Emir to the podcast. Emir is just recently got back from Cape Verde Islands, where he operated as D4DX in the CQWW DX contest. So, good afternoon, Emir.
Good afternoon to you. Nice to be here, and thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, thank you. So you had quite an adventure in the last couple of weeks getting out to Cape Verde Islands, and we'd really like to hear a little bit more about it. Obviously, a lot of the contesters and DXers and people that are interested in this part of the hobby have heard of D4 and the operation from D4C in the past. And I saw before the contest was taking part, I saw that you would be on as D4DX. I was on single op all band as well. I don't think we worked, but that's not unusual. It's not that an easy path from VK6 across to Cape Verde Islands. And you were obviously pretty busy running pilots most of the time. So, maybe start at the beginning. Where did you originally, or when did you originally get the idea to go out to Cape Verde to take part in this contest?
Yeah. Well, actually, that love to D4 was sometimes from 1897 when I first time worked. I think it was a D4 4BC, and I had no idea that I was like 13. I had no idea where it is, looked on the map, and I said, oh, that must be a wonderful place to go to operating. And many years later, the Italians started to do some activity like D44TD, then of course D4B, who started this place on Monteverde. And in 2013, I was invited to be part of the multi effort with the Italian boys. It was an international team. 2015, I was there like for some kind of business. I was renewing all antennas on the station, and on the end we did WPX SSB multi-tow. Then I was lucky in 2023 to got my first spot for single op for WPX SSB. That was actually I was waiting so long to get opportunity to do a single op effort. Followed by multi last year with Slovenian guys with the TK0 team, C team, when we were there for CW, and certainly there was a spot let's say open for this contest, and Luca, let's say a chief of D4C, IK2NCJ, just told me, if you wish, the station is free. You can go for it, and of course you cannot say no. So CQ worldwide and Delta forward, so it's very hard to say no. Yeah. So I said yes, and that was back in summer this year.
Yeah, very good. Yes, I actually met Luca, IC2 NCJ, I think, at Frederikshavn back in 2019. And we had a beer. They had the beer machine going there, and it was 10 o'clock in the morning or something or other. So I had a couple of days at Frederikshavn, which was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun on a number of levels. So, and we did some travel before and after Frederikshavn in southern Germany and Switzerland, which is also great. My wife came along, and she was able to. It's the sort of place we've been before. We've been to Germany before, and she said, "Look, I can go off for a couple of days and run around the lakes and look at these sites, and you're free to go and play radio stuff." So it was a really good 2 or 3 days I had there, the guys at they had a stand there. They had a D4 stand, so it was a bit of fun. Yeah. So there we are. So you're there at Frederikshavn in June or whatever, and all of a sudden you're in 5 months later you're going to operate D4DX. So, what sort of preparation did you put in place for that? Did you feel that you really needed to put a lot more preparation in, or did you?
Look, I to be honest, I wasn't sure that time what's going to be the effort, and in the same time, what I as well wrote on 3830, I was in the same hotel with NP4Z with Felipe, and I was visiting his place like 2 years ago or something like that, and we stayed, let's say, in the close touch. And when he came to Friedrichshafen, and I told him, I got the seat, and he told me, mate, you need to take this very seriously. You can win it. You need to go for the record. And I said, come on, I have, well, I did a bit of course, to IBC, to BICQ and all that stuff, but being not on the DX side, it's a different kind of operation than when you are on like D4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that was a funny story. I was in the Friedrichshafen with my wife, with Julia, and when we get back, she told me, what Felipe told me. I said, what? Yeah, he told me, I need to give you all free time or all time of the world to prepare for this contest, and and that was the point of no return. So that was the point where I say, okay, good, let's go for it. And well, I start to prepare some hardware. What I was thinking I gonna need it based on the as well experience from WPX year before.
Yeah.
And I start to do, let's say, almost weekly those CWTs, 1 hour contests
Yes.
on
Yeah.
and doing 2 BICQ. And the problem was, you never get such a high rate, so you're
No,
ending
that's right.
like 200, a little bit over. And uh, on the end, that was way too late. I was exchanging emails with Dan and Chris and
Oh, yeah,
6MJ
yeah.
and KL9A, and they sent me some files where I could listening to the pileups, and actually that was helping a lot. So it was very nice to have those files, and putting call signs by myself in the logger, and this was a pretty good exercise.
Mm. Yeah. Did you use the Morse Runner program
No,
at all with DXlog? You didn't
no,
try
no,
that?
no, no, no.
No.
Well, I was many years before, that was the idea which Chris 985K and me, we were very close friends, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking about something like that, and he just came like a few months later and said, "Look what I did." And that was one of the first implementation of the Morserana into the EX log. So
Yeah.
I know about it, but
You
I
know
never
about it,
liked.
yeah.
It's a super tool, but I never liked it, so and didn't use it for the preparation, not at all.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because I remember seeing something. I think a while ago. I think it might have been Chris KO9A or maybe Dan, and they were saying that with the Morse Runner tool, the training tool, because they quite often they'd be training for 6 months before the contest, and they were saying that really that it wasn't like being in the contest, but it was about as close as they could get in terms of a training tool to help them. Um, but it is, and I've played around a little bit with it. I'm just curious whether or not you use that. So yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
well, I don't know. Maybe I will after this experience, I will give a shot.
Well, you've done pretty well without it, actually. To be honest, I mean, if the CWT events are quite good training, but I think about maybe my experience here. If I relied upon CWT, it's not enough. I mean, I can't really really going from
No,
VK6 in CWT is just
it's
hopeless. Yeah, I'm
it's
going to work.
it's
I'm going to work stations, but I'm not going to get to a stage where I can really
no,
use it
no.
as useful practice for 2B ISIQ. So
If
yeah,
you have let's say if you are lucky in CWT from Europe, you can go maybe 200, 220 maximum. I never
yeah,
never get higher rate than 220, and that's it. Yeah. Okay, it's not so bad, but uh, the good exercise was actually the LZ contest before CQ Worldwide
yes,
when I
that's a
was
good one.
already on Cape Verde, and that was nice. So it was like. I saw, okay, this is gonna work. So
Yeah.
I think I'm safe.
Well, the LZ contest also, it's a fixed zone exchange. That helps.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
do,
yeah,
I've tried to do 2BSIQ in like WPX or whatever, it's harder, you know. Obviously, you've got a serial number exchange. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I think you've done really well with that. So when you got to the island, I mean, was the station pretty well ready to go, or did you have to do a bit of work
Well,
there?
after the boys left from SSB, when I phoned to Luke, I got pretty long list of the things they not working anymore.
Oh dear.
So it was not so dramatic, but still some work. Yeah, in the I arrived like 10 days before contest. So I leave from Vienna on Tuesday. I arrived to D4 on Wednesday, and there were like 80-meter Foursquare was not working. One of the Yagis had some issues. Later I find as well there was two connectors problems on other 15-meter antennas. Uh, what else? Yeah, various works. There were some solid state PAs were not working. Generator was out to repair, so there was no generator. They have a local power, but usually they use generator because when they do multi they need more power than I think they have like 8 kilowatts in total input on the stations without generator. And yeah, uh, of course I need to set up the station, and they don't have power. They have a fixed antenna in different directions,
Yeah.
but they have simple switches, so they listen North America, Europe, South America, or whatsoever, and they have no possibility to transmit or receive in the two directions. So I took with me four stack matches with the controllers, and I need to replace that with their switches with my. In total, there were like 300 meters of control cables,
Mm.
and we did this as well last year in multi when with Slovenian guys. So it was already known approach. So this was not. It's a little bit of the work, yes, of course, but
Yeah.
everything worked, let's say, without the problems. And of course, setting up the stations, two stations, uh, all that PTT interlocks, filters, antenna switching, you know, being 2BICQ, you just simply need to have everything perfectly working, because there is no time to think about anything, and you don't think about anything. So every time if you make a mistake, if you need to set something, you're gonna make mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that. So the station must be like touch and go, and that's it.
Well, yeah, that's good. I mean, there's obviously some of those improvements you would have made. Maybe are you gonna have you left that equipment there, or you've taken a lot of that with you, the stat
No,
meshes and that sort of thing?
that was like thinking about what to do with it. The controller I had only that were microhand controller. I had only one which belonged to me, so I borrowed three others. And I decided if I go back to the island, I will take another system. So it means if I get another opportunity to be there, I will bring probably the same stack matches, but another controllers. And I said I I would like to prepare everything differently. So if I need to take it one more time with me, it's okay. So it's not a big deal. So basically, more or less everything I brought, I except some small stuff, I bring it back.
Yeah, yeah. And what radios were you using on for
Uh,
this?
I used two FTDX10. from Jesu.
Okay.
That was the reason was like one was there on the island, and I brought the second one.
Yeah.
There were as well 7610 ICOM, which I as well know that radio because I did pre-own it before. And I didn't want to use two different radios, so I said either I will be bring a second ICOM or a second Yezu, and the Yezu was just let's say easier to take. It is a smaller
It's a bit
radio
lighter. Yeah.
and could fit into let's say hand luggage rucksack. So that's one of the reasons. The other, and of course I had one FTDX10 on
Yeah.
like ready to go. Let's say like that.
Would you say, I mean, I had two IC7610s here when I was doing
Hmm.
the two, or the SO2R. And yeah, they're good radios. I've since moved across. I've actually got a flex radio now, but that's another conversation altogether. But would you say with the FT DX10s that in the situation that you're in with the constant pile-ups and all the bands, would you say that that radio is adequate for that sort of?
Definitely yes.
It is adequate, yeah.
Yeah, I use myself on E7DX. I have a 101 MPs, and I started when I decided to change the radios. We used before TS590s and ICOM 7610. I had only one. I start the test with FTDX10, and I said, okay, this is not so bad. And then I decided to try 101, and so I did know the radio from before, so I did know it. It is not the bad one, and I cannot say that I could complain after the contest that
Hmm.
the radio was not good enough or something like that. I was
Okay.
pretty satisfied with the performance.
Yeah, that's interesting. And were you using auto tune solid state linears amplifiers?
Yeah, I was using solid state. They had their couple of them. Some were broken, so it's basically made by Italab and uh, used on 10 meter RF2K because
Oh yeah,
the 10 meter amplifier I didn't have any other spare parts to repair it,
yeah.
and basically all other were those single band Italab amplifiers.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's so you weren't having to tune any amplifiers at all at any
No,
stage.
no,
No.
I was looking for the other opportunity was like to use RF2K, and there is another Gemini amp on each on one radio, but I was looking to the solution to have let's say on each band one amplifier,
Yeah.
and everything is preset.
So yeah,
The
okay. So you're ready to go. If you've got an amplifier for each band, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, yeah, the drive is everywhere. Like you can set it to be same, and
Yeah, yeah. Saves
that
a lot
was
of.
a little bit pain in the ass. That kind of tuning that you don't need to reduce anywhere the power. So adding small attenuators and setting everything like to be even. That was a little bit of the work, but it was a good thing I did it because in the contest you simply forget to touch anything. So it's
Yeah. So, did you run 2B SIQ the whole time, or did you stop and look for multipliers? Did you do
uh,
any
I
search and pounce?
I worked one station on Search and Pounds, looking for the frequency on 160. I hear the ES0/E73DX. So that was the only Search and Pounds contact I did. Most of the time I was 2BICQ, but there was a time on 160 when I was listening only to one radio, operating one radio, and on the second day after, let's say when 15 and 10 were closed, I was like not able anymore to do it in the. I did it uh, for some times again. The 20 meter closed, actually not closed, but the signals were with the echoes. 40 meter was very crowded, and I couldn't get any good rates with the 2BICQ. There was so much repeating, so I decided to concentrate more or less uh, to one radio to make many QSYs very shortly.
Yeah.
And this is I did some in the last hour some contests, but not too much, not too much.
No, you start to run out of concentration towards the
Uh,
end.
well,
It's very hard,
I was
very hard.
I was the second night was very difficult. It was uh, very noisy on the low band, so there must be some thunderstorms somewhere close, and I was really suffering to copy the signals and to manage the pileups on the low band. And in the morning, I was so tired, and then of course, after 30 plus hours, it's not anymore so funny.
No, that's yes. Yes. Well, even, as I say, even if you're doing the contest from home, and you haven't had that lead up, and you're just operating normally, if you get close to 48 hours, you're going to be very tired. So
Yeah, it
it's
was it was I saw it, the concentration is not anymore like it was on the beginning, and uh, it was, let's say, I could get some rates on Sunday on 15 and 10. That was not so bad. It was running nice. And while I saw if this continue like that, it's gonna be definitely over 10K, so something like 10.5. But when I would not say 10 meter was close, but there were no callers anymore. So I uh, I did then 15 and 20. That was running for sometimes okay. And when 15 gets low, I tried 40 meter and uh, 20 and 40 meter. The 20, I didn't say it closed, but when I got into darkness, the signals from Europe were attenuated with a lot of echoes, and
mm,
the 40 meter was so difficult. There was so many station calling on Sunday evening, so that was the time I said, okay, I can't do any more 2BICQ in that way, and the rate was like just 120, 140,
yes, that's a
150.
normal
So
rate. So yeah,
so it wasn't like I was hoping to have it like in the range 200 or over, but I would say it's normal. I could see that other guys suffered as well, like
yeah,
like me.
yeah. I think everybody's doing, particularly the people that are doing 2BSIQ towards the end of the contest. This is going to happen. Do you feel that with the location you had there, you've obviously got a good takeoff to the States. You can work Europe pretty easily. Um, did, I guess what I'm trying to say with this is that most of the signals you're going to be working are going to be pretty strong. Would
Oh.
that be fair, or did you find that actually you were having to do a lot of weak signal work as well?
uh, well, I can tell you something. On the beginning of the contest, you had so many strong signals, and the pileups were massive and very difficult to manage.
Yeah,
But on Sunday, and there were so many weak signals. It was like picking out of nothing, and that was more difficult than manage sometimes the big pileups when you had only two or three callers
yeah,
calling in the same time, and they don't stop. They're just calling and calling, and they're like on S0, and you don't
yeah.
cannot pick up anything. There are only maybe two or three calling, but you cannot pick up not a
No,
single
but
single letter. And there
that's
were there were quite a bit of them. So it was not like that you would expect that everyone was like 5.9 plus. So it's far
okay.
away from that. Far away
Yeah,
from that.
interesting. I had a chat with my friend Byrne, VK2IA, who was operating as VK1A from Queensland, and
Yeah.
we spoke about the same sort of thing where over the weekend there was guys calling, and they're calling and calling and calling, and they never stopped calling. They just call continuously with no breaks. And then when you went back to them, then they stopped calling. It was like, it was ridiculous. And then you give up and you'd work somebody else and you call secure or whatever, and they start calling you again. And it's like, well, this doesn't make any sense. But I think there's a combination going on here of maybe, there's a lot of RBN, there's a lot of spotting networks, a lot of clusters, and obviously there's this whole thing, there's a lot of people that end up being 0B as well. So, but that's just the fun of the pile up, I guess. But we did notice this year, for whatever reason, there's just people calling continuously, and we obviously, Bern and I, we're nowhere near the totals that you've achieved over the weekend, but I'm zone 29, so I get a fair bit of attention just being zone 29. I'm sure there's people calling me that actually can't hear me. That sort of thing. You get a crazy thing happening.
There were many repeatings, I need to say as well. Sometimes the repeats were because of me as well. You don't listen to your own CW, and if you type the call sign wrong, you don't realize immediately that you have a call sign wrong in the log, and you are constantly sending, okay, I don't know, VK6, let's say, instead of TA or D, your 599, and he's still repeating VK6T, VK6T.
Yeah.
And I said, I know, I copied that from the first time, and then I realized, oh shit, I log it actually.
It's got once it's locked in, you can't wind it back somehow.
Yeah, it's okay, but you don't realize that you are sending the wrong call sign. So of course I use the DX log, and I look all the time in the character. But sometimes when you are tired, you just don't see it. Yeah.
No, there's no side turning. You're just if I'm on, I use N1MM, and it comes up at the bottom what I'm sending. But if you're distracted, you don't always see that all the time, and so yeah.
So that was, and what I did experience is usually the strong guys, not all, but usually the strong guys, they call once, and they wait.
That's right. Correct.
I would not I would not name the call signs, but I know one guy he's running indoor antennas and low power, and he was like giving his call sign like million times, and I didn't recognize in the moment, but I hear the same tone, like giving a call sign and giving call sign. He was not stopping the calling, and like having I don't know, maybe 200 milliseconds break between the calls, and I was saying, why?
It's a repetitive sort of process they get into. I think they must think that it makes some impression that they're going to stand more chance of working you, but
I don't know. Maybe it's their tactic. It's their tactic, but I would say it makes things. It makes things, for my point of view, worse.
It's like the guys that sign, /QRP. The call sign /QRP, and it's like, well, it's not helping me. So
especially not in CW.
No, that's right. It just really doesn't help at all. So you're back in. You've managed to make it back. You're in one piece. You obviously sound you're in good shape. So when's the next contest?
Oh, next contest. I will probably go to E7 to my station for 10 meter IRL, just for fun.
Yeah.
So serious or not serious, we will see if the rest of the team is in the good shape to do some multi-op. If not, I will do probably alone. We'll see. The next plan is the bigger plan is the expedition to Marshall Island in February.
Yes, I think I saw a mention of this on your post actually. Yeah,
yes,
expedition
yes,
Marshall
yes.
Islands. Oh yes,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
February
Otherwise,
25, yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna be in IRL contest from there. and we are just trying to maybe on our way back to do IRL sideband from Alex K6YY. We'll see if this is gonna work.
Mm.
And otherwise, well, no big plans. So it's still too early to plan anything. And always uh, this was my first CQ worldwide, let's say from DX part, let's say 3 points and being a real DX. So it was, let's say, on in that way a new experience. I did WPX, but WPX is, I would say, a little bit different. Now you are, I was more or less single mult from
Yeah.
D4, and of
Yeah.
course probably I didn't work any others on 3.5, so I was probably the as well the single double multiplier. Not sure. Uh, and
Everybody's a
yeah,
multiplier in WPX.
yeah, but
Potentially.
it's a different multiplier.
It is, yeah, yeah, for
The,
sure.
the pileups are not comparable, I would say.
No.
And I don't know, so we will see. It would be nice to get sometimes as well opportunity to get some operation for some phone contest. And well, if it is going to
What
be
it,
D4, I don't know. D4 is probably difficult because they have always enough operators
yeah.
for sideband.
So what do you prefer, sideband contesting or CW contesting?
Uh, it's hard to say. I would say, I was joking with the Felipe with CR6K all the time. Uh, I think I'm way better in sideband than I'm in CW. I would not say I'm bad in CW, not at all, but I think I I can do, let's say, comparably more better. But after this experience, I was not sure where I'm gonna be with the rates and how many contacts I'm gonna be able to do.
Mm.
Like before contest, everyone is saying, you go for the record. I said, come on, guys, you need to make 10,000 QSO. So it's
It's
not
tough,
not
yeah.
not not like going in the supermarket and say please 10K. It's you need to sit there for 40 plus hours and have a good rate. So it's not like that. So we will see what's gonna happen. But well, I think uh, it it the whole operation was very good planned. Yeah. Unfortunately, there was just in the beginning of the contest power outage. So that makes everything even harder. Yeah. Like uh, I the power was basically 5 minutes before contest started back. My configuration file of DX log was damaged.
Yeah,
So
that's not fun. Yeah,
it took me a
that's a pain.
fortune to
Yeah.
set everything, and I was operating very long time without uh, everything I was preparing. So probably it could went much more better and smoother, but we'll see. So to be honest, the 2BICQ it's open. It opened, let's say, quite a bit a new challenge.
Yeah.
It would be fun to see where is the limit, because I don't think so. I did reach it this time. Uh, First day there were 6,000 QSOs, so if everything goes well, it should be at least 5K in the second day and not 4 or less. So would be fun to see what actually is possible. But it depends all the time if you have an opportunity to operate from station which is it needs to be really 2BACQ capable, zero interfering, and and on the right place that you have continuously pileups.
Yeah,
So
and you've got to, and the other thing is as well, you've got to be able to control the frequency. If you lose control of either of the frequencies, it can be a huge problem, I would imagine.
yeah. So
Yeah,
to be honest, I'm looking forward to do a couple of more, as well sideband and SSB, and in the moment, yeah, I like both. So it's a different kind of the contest, I
yeah.
would say. Sidebind and CW completely different, and yeah, we'll see what's gonna future gonna bring. Anyway,
And do you prefer multi-op or single-op?
uh, when I do multi-op, I'm lover of a multi-single. So this is a category what we do usually in on E7DX.
Yeah,
So if multi-op then multi-single. Uh, Single op is how to say it's kind of love, of course, because it's a competition always with yourself. WPX is, let's say, easy 36 hours with the two breaks.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's not a tough, but it's a fun contest. Single op, I don't think so. I don't know how long I gonna be. I'm 50 already, so I don't know how long I'm gonna manage it to go for it with a full power, let's say like that. So
It is a bit.
I
It's a bit more difficult as you get older. It's not necessarily. Yeah,
I need
it doesn't really get any easier. I don't think
uh,
it's not a physical thing. You can be stay fit physically, but I think mentally it's a little bit harder to stay on top of the,
in
the concentration
general,
required.
what I can say, I need more day to recover as older I am. So the contest itself can be done. It's still not an issue. But if you count the recovering days after
Yeah,
the 48 hours event, uh, well, I had, let's say, a long trip on the Monday after the contest. Of course, you recovered. I dismantle everything, pack all everything. So it was the whole day working, and didn't have basically no rest on Monday, no extra rest. So went to sleep on Tuesday, all prepared for airport. Uh, say bye to local people there and so on. So it was a busy day. Went to an airplane, fly to Portugal, check in the hotel, blah blah blah. So sometimes I arrived yesterday evening to Vienna, so it was tough. And well, yesterday I spent some time answering the emails and then doing you know stuff for the work.
catching up.
They
Yeah, yeah.
they was like over, and I was so tired in the evening. And today, actually, uh, I not doing any work this week because I knew it's gonna be not any, answering emails, making some phone calls, having a plans for next week and so on. But I to be honest, today morning I was sleeping very long, and when I woke up, I said, okay, I think from today I'm back into business. I can I can do the things normally. Let's say like that.
So there's a direct flight from the island back to Lisbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
From São Vicente, you have a direct flight to Lisbon. It's like 4 hours plus
Okay.
4.5.
That's
Uh,
yeah. That's not bad. That's not too bad.
but you know, it's we had a 2.5 hours delay in Cape Verde, so that was like long waiting on the airport. So they as well expecting you to be there very early. It's a small airport, and yeah, it takes time.
Yeah.
Then 19 hours in Lisbon. It's
Yeah, that's not fun. Yeah, that's none of that is fun. I mean, we've yeah, I've done lots and lots of travelling, and My wife and I have decided that, as we're getting a bit older, the long haul flights are not necessarily that much fun to either undertake or get over sometimes. And I actually quite like flying. I don't have a real problem with it. My wife's not so
No,
keen, but
it's not the issue,
yeah,
but after the contest, it was like, you just want to get home, and
yeah, absolutely.
when
Yeah,
when
it's a big,
when everything getting so slow and so on,
and there's
you
nothing worse
actually.
than waiting at airports. It's just the worst
Yeah, well,
worst thing.
I am already, I'm staying always in the same hotel in the Lisbon on the airport, so it's comfortable.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I need to say, after contest, there were so many people just calling, sending the messages. So, how was it? And congratulations,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
uh,
yeah. People
tell
like
me
me.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So you go from one phone call in another, or from writing one message to another. So it was. Um, of course, it's a funny, and you are yeah, it's a good thing, of course, yeah.
yeah,
But it was a little bit, how to say, uh, taking the time for the rest, let's say like that.
yeah, yeah. That's good. You need to. Yeah, you have to recover. Otherwise, you can't function to do what you do is for a living or whatever. You've got to
Mm,
give
mm.
yourself some time out. Just before we finish up, I just wanted to ask you. I see on the post you sign your name as Braco.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in our language is pronounced like brazzo, like a
Brazzo.
pizza.
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
I see.
it's a nickname. That's a nickname. Yeah.
I wasn't sure because
Uh,
I'm sending these emails and it's Emir and it's Brazzo and
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah,
wasn't. Yeah,
it's okay. There is.
either is okay. Yeah,
Yeah. Either
yeah,
is okay, exactly, and it's for English people, everyone pronounce it like American, like
yeah.
Braco,
It's well,
and I'm
yeah.
I'm fine with it. So
And
so
and
I
and Australian people do the same. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly, and people call me as well with my real name, so it's uh, I used to have still have emails with the Brazzo and with Emir, and it gets messed, so I decided to use in my email just my real name, to uh, and it makes maybe in the ham radio world a little bit confusion, but
oh,
it's
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 not.
it's a fine. By the way, that means a little brother.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
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 So when I'm making the QSOs with OH2PM, he
H2PM. I know H2PM. Yes.
yeah, I sending him all the time instead of the old call sign Velik. That means little brother on Finnish.
Okay. Yes, we've been to Finland. It's an interesting place. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've had some good times there.
yeah.
So
Great.
this has been great, Brazzo. It's been really good. I've enjoyed it, and I wish you luck with this trip to Marshall Islands. You won't be. You're not. You're getting down closer to Australia. Marshall Islands. It's not so far away.
No, so far,
Um,
I was last year. I was even closer. I was in East Timor for
East
whiskey.
Timor. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's very close to Northern Australia. Yeah.
yeah.
And I see the list of the expeditions you've been on recently. So you've been busy. Yeah, yeah, very busy. Don't know how you find time for work.
Y- Yeah, well, my work is related to ham radio, so
I can see that now. Yeah, yeah.
the
And
main of the work I do, it's like 80-90% related to the ham radio. So
yeah, and
it's
you look like you've got a lot of clients in Europe there, so it's good.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if I said, look, I'm in Perth and I have a problem with my antennas, I don't know whether or not that's somewhere you consider.
It's a little bit far away, but
It's a long way. Yeah. Anyway, look, it's
yeah.
been really good. I appreciate your time,
Thank
and
you very much
it's
for
great
invitation again.
to get the insight because there's there's a lot of people who don't really understand what it takes to do what you've just done, and it's a massive effort, not just the contest, but the lead up to it as well, and then a bit of
Yeah,
recovery as well. You're looking at a month out of your life
Yeah,
to actually do it. And then you've got the preparation as well. So it
it
can't
is
be
it
underestimated.
it is
Yeah.
it is a lot of work, and of course, not even when you're getting to the station like D4C, which is more or less ready. It's a lot of work, but what I did experience, let's say, for many hours, 2BICQ, and this is not comparable with any kind of pileups when you're doing, let's say, standard SO2R or a
Mm.
single radio.
Yeah.
It's a completely different contest. It's
Yeah.
um, I don't want to underestimate anyone, but it's suck you out of your everything out of your mind and of your body. It's really
Yes.
really hard. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not unmanageable, definitely, but it's hard. It's
Yeah.
something. You don't have a time for anything. You cannot eat, you cannot take, let's say, if you drink, you just need to be fast.
Yeah.
You cannot hold the glass, so it's needs special preparation, definitely.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
now I have more experience, so I would consider completely different
Different
start
approach. Yeah.
start let's say different preparation for it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. Look, well done again. It's a really good
Thank you.
effort, and I hope you get the record. You've got a little bit of headroom there, so you might get in. I know there's a bit of log checking to be done, but everybody's the same in that situation. So, yeah, fingers crossed you get it.
Yeah, we'll see. The log is already sent, so
Yeah,
let's hope.
can't do anything about it. All right. Look, thanks again,
Okay,
Brazzo.
thank you.
Take care, and thanks
Thank.
for your time. And we'll certainly, well, if we're not in touch before, good luck with the Marshall Islands. I'll certainly be listening out for you in that area. It's not too hard for us to work the Marshall Islands from here in Australia. So, yeah, hope it goes well.
Yeah. Thank you very much for
Okay,
the
all the best.
invitation. Thanks for the chat.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Well, once again, thanks to Emir E77DX for joining me in this Amateur Radio Topics podcast. A really fascinating account of the expedition out to the Cape Verde Islands to operate the CQWW CW contest. 48 hours, single lot, all band, high power, and where he's posted a fantastic score of more than 21 million points. So quite possibly he's broken the existing record. Anyway, 73s for now from me, Kevin VK6LW, and many thanks for tuning in.